Alright guys, so now it's time to start putting some of the fun stuff on here. So let's take a look at what I got here. Alright, the first thing I'm going to show you here is the sway bar. This is the RM Racing rear sway bar. This one is about 20.5 millimeters, and the stock is 18 millimeters. So they say this is about I think they said 80% stiffer than stock. I found this from MacV Dan on DSM Tuners, so I ordered this from MacV Motorsports. And the reason I went with this one, not only because it was recommended by people on DSM Tuners, but because from all the reviews I read, this one does not interfere with aftermarket exhaust systems. Whereas there's like an ST sway bar, it's like a lime green color. I read a bunch of reviews that it interferes with aftermarket exhausts, and they can't put their aftermarket exhaust on, and they have to reroute the pipes around it. So I didn't want to deal with that. They say this one never has any fitment issues with aftermarket exhaust systems, so that's why I went with that one. The only thing really that I'm not too sure about are these sway bar bushings that comes with it, because these are just like a hard plastic, whereas if you get like I don't know, like the energy suspension bushings, they're more of like a silicone or rubber. Or these are just plastic and hard, so I'm not sure how well those are going to hold up over time. And I couldn't find any other sway bar bushings that were the 20 millimeter. So we're just going to try these out, see how well they do. And next we've got the toe arm, or no, this is the trailing arm, the lower control arm. And I thought I had ordered the toe arms, but I don't have them here, so I guess I didn't. I'll have to put in an order. This lower control arm comes with the sway bar mount, so that's going to make mounting the sway bar pretty good. Now the reason that I went with the Volk Metalcraft is because Paul Volk is a DSM guy, and you know I like supporting the DSM community. So you know, and they're really nice quality, man. Like, I mean, they look really good. Welds are really nice. You know, I'm not sponsored by Volk Metalcraft or anything, although, you know, I wouldn't mind, Paul, you know, hook a brother up. But no, they're really good quality. You know, I like the look of them. I think they're going to look great. I'd really like to buy their, they have a tubular rear subframe that I think that would look really awesome under there. Maybe one day, you know, when I get some money. But yeah, I mean, I'm really excited about putting these on there. I think they're gonna be awesome. Now here we have an OEM DSM all-wheel drive wheel bearing hub assembly, and here we have the Evo 8, Evo 9 cross drilled slotted rotor. And the reason I've got the Evo 8, Evo 9 rotor is because we will be doing the Evo Brembo brake swap on here, and we'll get into more detail of that later. The rear is straightforward. It actually just bolts right on. You know, the front is more involved, but we'll get into that later when we get to that step. But I wanted to show you something. Most DSM guys probably know this. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. But boom, the Evo 8, Evo 9 rotor is a perfect fit on the 2G DSM all-wheel drive hub. So that's gonna be real nice. Look at that. Alright, so before we put these arms in, I'm going to line them up with the factory. You know, this is the lower control arm. This is the factory lower control arm. I'm gonna line them up and adjust them to where they're pretty close. I mean, after this is all said and done, we're gonna have to go get an alignment anyway, but this will at least get us in the ballpark. So I took a long bolt and put them through all the way through both, so those are lined up. And then as you can see from the from the factory, they're not straight. So we just loosen this bolt up, or this nut, twist this head, it'll come out, and then we'll line it up. And I got another bolt that I'll stick all the way through to make sure they're lined up, and then tighten the nut down, and that'll be it. And as you can see, this sway bar mount isn't facing the right direction, but once we get it in there, we'll loosen up the nut on the other side, turn this to where we need it to line up with the sway bar, tighten it up, be all good. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for both the lower control arm and the trailing arm. Man, that is beautiful, and I'm happy already. I love the way those look, and they fit really good too. This one was a little tight. I had to give it a little tippy tap with the hammer, but it went in. That one slid in perfectly. Everything lines up. Man, I love it. So I went ahead and installed the other side off camera. Man, I'm loving the way that looks. So nice. Now on this side, I had to give the trailing arm a little tappy tap to get in there. Dude, stop with your ball. But the other side, perfect fit, it slid right in. So my metal piece here must be bent in a little bit or something. So yeah, other than that, which is probably my car's fault, all four of these arms just slid right in perfectly. Everything is just machined perfectly, no issues at all. There's a sway bar installed. Man, it's looking good under here. Ooh-wee. And you can see how much clearance you have for an aftermarket exhaust here, because this rises up so high. So when your exhaust comes through here, you got plenty of clearance for it. So I went ahead, I put some grease between the sway bar and the bushing. Hopefully that helps, since these are just some plastic bushings. Get over there. You know, these are just like a hard plastic. They're not very soft. So I went ahead and filled them with grease. Hopefully that'll help. Now they attach to the lower control arm just fine. Both sides. Man, I love it. Alright guys, man, it is always, you know, exciting and fulfilling when you start putting new parts on your car, man. I'm super stoked. Like, I love the way these Volk Metalcraft arms look, and that RM Racing sway bar. It all looks so good, you know. I mean, it's under the car. Very few people are probably ever gonna see under the car, but you know, I'm building the car for me. I'm not building it for anybody else. You know that, and that goes for all you guys too, working on your cars. You know, you're building the car for yourself. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, or you know, you shouldn't be thinking about what other people's opinions are going to be. It's not their car. It's your car. Build it how you want it, and you'll be happy. Don't think about what other people are going to be thinking. You know, it's like everybody has their own opinions, and let them have their opinions for their own car. It doesn't matter. I mean, people do things to their cars nowadays that I don't agree with, you know, that I don't really like, but that's their car. You know, they're happy with it, and that's all that matters, that you're happy with your car. And, you know, you do you, boo-boo. You do you. So anyways, I'm really happy with how it looks, and I'm super excited. And we have a ton more parts to put on this car. I actually had to break this up into a couple of videos because I have so much stuff being put on this car that I couldn't fit it all into one video. I didn't want to make a really long video. I tried to keep this pretty short. The rest of my videos have all been around 20-minute mark, and I decided to keep this one at 10 minutes. You know, I'm trying to not take up too much of your guys' time, so let me know if you like the 10 minutes better than the 20 minutes. You know, I'm still trying to figure out, you know, what you guys like. So let me know in the comments if you like the shorter videos, you like the longer videos. Let me know so I can get this thing going however you guys like. So if you haven't checked out the previous video, you can hit that link up here. You want to check out the next video where we continue putting on some cool parts, click that link up here. And if you're enjoying the videos, hope you'll hit that subscribe down here. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you on the next one.